So I'm getting ready to go on my family summer holiday, and I wanted to share something about the pre-holiday mindset. What can go on in our brains in the run-up to going on holiday. Because I've been coaching a lot on this in the last few weeks. We're in the middle of the summer here in the UK, prime holiday time, and so many of my clients have been coming to their coaching sessions and wanting coaching on what's happening for them when their holidays are coming up. And that's where I am now. I'm going on holiday this weekend. And I've just been like noticing what's been happening in my brain, the kind of thoughts that my brain has been offering me. And it's like all of a theme of like, oh, well, there's quite a lot to do, and maybe there's not much time. Maybe we're running out of time. And it's starting to think about like, oh, it would be good to do that before the holiday. And it would be good to have that done ready for when I get back from holiday. And I'm hearing similar thinking from my clients, like things need to be perfect before I go, and they need to be perfect for when I come back. And also thoughts like the holiday is looming over me and August is pretty much over, spoken for. And other thoughts like maybe I shouldn't really be going, maybe I shouldn't be taking this time away from work or from this person, maybe I shouldn't be going without this person or with this person, all kinds of thoughts going on. And what that can create for us is not a very enjoyable time in that pre-holiday time. Often, what it creates is like a feeling of rush and stress. And I notice that what it creates in my brain is I'm like looking for extra things to do. So when I'm thinking that there's not enough time and too much to do, and that things need to be done in advance and ready for when I get back, I'm finding extra things to do. So like I noticed that in the bathroom, one of our towels is covered in some kind of muck from one of the kids. And so my brain goes, okay, so before I go on holiday, I need to wash all of the towels, put clean towels out, dry the clean towels, put those away. Like I must do that before I go away. And just before I recorded this video, I got an email in, which is like from Companies House, and it wants me to verify my identity. And I think that the deadline is something like November. But my immediate thought was, oh, I must do that before I go away at this weekend. Because my brain is like, it's starting to think like that everything needs to be done. And so it's looking for things. I was coaching a client who was saying that maybe what she needs to do is email everyone in her team, in her organization, to ask them if there's anything that they need from her before she goes away. Like we're just looking for creating more and more things for us to do. And often what it creates is getting on holiday in a like stressed, overwhelmed state that takes like 2 or 3 days to come down from. I've heard that from so many clients recently, like that the first 2 or 3 days, like I'm getting over the getting on holiday. Like I feel like I've fought a battle by the time that I've got there. And it really takes me 2 or 3 days before I can relax and start to enjoy it. So think about like what's your version of this? And if you have a holiday coming up, what I want to invite you to do is to listen into your brain in that pre-holiday period and just notice what it starts to offer you. And then from there, what we can do, ultimately what we want to do is stop listening. We want to listen in enough that we've heard what's going on and we're aware of it. But then we want to stop listening, stop, like, don't be directed by that part of your brain. And we can do that, I think, from an awareness of what it is. And what it is that's happening is that the holiday is just out of the ordinary. You don't go on holiday every week. It's an out of the ordinary, unfamiliar thing. And anything that is out of the ordinary or unfamiliar, the primitive part of our brain just experiences as a threat. But you know, obviously, that the holiday isn't a threat. I'm going on holiday. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm doing it on purpose. It isn't anything that I need to be responding to as a threat. So if I'm listening into my brain, I'm hearing it say all these things about the towels and the email verification, and I know that it's just the primitive part of my brain reacting to the holiday as a threat, which it isn't, then I can just stop listening to it. And that's the main part. But then I was also thinking something else that I want to offer you is that what you could also think about doing is adopt your holiday mindset earlier. So rather than being in that like pre-holiday mindset that maybe happens on default, by default, you could think about, well, like, do I have a holiday mindset that's more helpful? And could I bring some of that forward? So think about, what do you think about yourself, about your days, about what needs doing when you're on holiday? So for me, like, it's probably simple things like, well, oh, this is nice. This is fun. This is exciting. And I have the thought, I think that like when you're on holiday, apart from like a few basic things, there isn't really anything that has to happen. But I could just as easily apply that thought now. Like there are some things that need to happen in order to make sure we can go on holiday, but really they're simple basic things. Like we need to make sure we have our passports and have packed. There are a few basic things that need to happen. But other than that, there's not really anything that has to happen. It doesn't, nothing to do with the towels or the email verification or all the any of the other things that our brain is offering me actually have to happen. So I could start thinking that thought now. It's like, apart from a very few basic things, there isn't anything that has to happen. And what if this is fun? What if it's exciting? What if it's nice? Like, because of course it is. I'm very lucky to be going on holiday, but it's easy to not be intentionally thinking those things. So, what do you think on holiday that you could start thinking earlier? I was coaching one of my clients and she was talking about how when she gets to the gate in the airport, then she feels better, then she can relax. And I was asking her about why and what she actually thinks when she gets to the gate. And it was something like, well, it's too late now. Like there's, it's just too late. There's nothing else I can do. I've done everything that I can. And again, I was saying to her, like, why do you not just start thinking that now? It's the week before your holiday. It's too late to be asking people, do they want more things doing or looking for extra things to do? I can adopt that thought about anything that comes into my inbox now. Like, it's too late. I'm going on holiday. So have a think about what that might be for you. What's your holiday mindset that you could bring forward? And one final thing that I would offer you with that is, the more and more you're familiar with that holiday mindset, what if you were to adopt that and use that more generally as well? So not just in the run up to your holiday, but like that thought that I found, like apart from a few basic things, there's nothing that really has to happen. That would be such a useful thought for me to be thinking day in and day out. And also, what would it create if I'm thinking like, oh, this is really fun more and more often? So that's another thing you can try out, is when you've identified that holiday mindset, what if you make that more of your default mindset? And we do that just by practicing thinking those thoughts on purpose and finding how they are true. So I hope this is helpful to you. Nice, fun, light-hearted one this week as I'm in pre-holiday mode. And I hope this is helpful if you have a holiday coming up. If you do, I hope you have a lovely time. And if not, I hope you can save this for future use. And I will see you again on the other side of my holiday. Okay, bye for now.